Hello and welcome to this very short, about 15-minute long presentation that's going to share with you the things that hold internet marketers, affiliate marketers, online marketers, network marketers, holds them all back. Okay. I was lucky enough to be able to ask a lot of online marketers what was stopping them, and the answers we got really were surprising, not what we thought at all. So me and a couple of my friends, we've built the solution for you. But you're probably thinking, well, hang on a minute, nobody fails online anymore, right? Nobody can fail anymore because we've got AI that can write social media posts and help with video posts, even make videos, etc. There's all of these fantastic training products out there that I can invest in. And there's YouTube and Google if I can't afford to invest in something right now. And then there's all the productivity software that comes out that can shoot my link off to a million different places and my videos to different places and so on and so on. And yet, most of the online marketers we spoke to, they'd been in several companies. They were banging their head against a brick wall, despite of all the promises out there, like $900 a day, 328,500 a year, not MLM, no Forex, no crypto. Okay. So despite all of this, people are still struggling. Now, to get to the point, here is a picture of the flip chart when I asked one particular group. Now, I did this over 4 groups, about 20, 30 affiliate marketers, online marketers in a room at a time, and the answers were always the same. So this is very representative. Now, imagine you get a piece of paper for me, and on the left-hand side, I want you to put down everything that is down to a process, everything that you see that is down to, being able to build a lead capture page, for example, that sort of thing. And on the right-hand side, I want you to put everything that isn't kind of that. So, for example, somebody says, when I asked what's stopping you, somebody said, advertising, don't know how to advertise. Well, we've already said, haven't we, that knowledge is everywhere. You can invest in training courses, YouTube, Google, if you can't invest. So I don't know which side that should go on, but I guess we could put that on the left-hand side. And then you've got, return on investment. They can't get a return on investment on their ads. Then we've got structure, marketing methods. Okay, that probably goes on the left. Stuff not working. Stuff just not working. Fear, right-hand side. Focus, lack of focus, right-hand side. Unhelpful spouse, right-hand side. Okay, life gets in the way, right-hand side of the piece of paper. But procrastinate, being a perfectionist. Okay, making assumptions, being scared against fear. You notice how many times fears come up? Getting easily distracted, knowing what to do. Again, knowledge is everywhere. Knowledge is not an excuse these days with AI and the resources we have. I do attract people, but I can't get any results. I don't have social proof, so I can't promote, which is a limiting belief. Because if you think about it, if no, somebody had to join to start with when there wasn't any social proof. Not done anything with it. Obviously, the right-hand side, overwhelm, need a step-by-step plan. Okay, there are millions of step-by-step plans out there. People don't follow them. And then being able to set priorities and training. Now, what do you notice about a lot of those things? Their mindset. You would expect, wouldn't you, a group of people to say, well, can you just tell me how to connect my autoresponder? And can you tell me this? But no, a lot of it is procrastination and being a perfectionist and getting overwhelmed and fear of getting it wrong or fear that it just won't work for me. That came up a lot, right? So if you speak to leaders, in inverted quotes, people that have success, a lot of them talk about mindset. And the best that you get from most companies are book recommendations. And these books are all great. And I'm not saying they're not, but I threw away a lot of my self-development books. Why? Because they don't tell you how. So if we take Think and Grow Rich, which is an absolute classic, it tells you need to be determined. What it doesn't do is tell you how you can access determination if you don't feel determined. It doesn't tell you how to get determined. It just tells you should be. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People down there on the right. Great book, doesn't tell me how to install habits, which apparently now takes about 40 days, but there is a way you can bring that down to like literally half an hour, right? To install a new habit. And the thing that I learned when I put up there, not all mindset is created equal. The thing that I learned was something called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And the reason why this was so good is it does give you the toolkit. It does give you the means. It teaches you how to program your brain. Now, if you've heard of Tony Robbins, he is an NLP guy. So you get an idea for the sort of thing it can do. But it can help me overcome procrastination, and it can help me feel confident when I want, and it can help me follow a plan. It can help me to avoid self-sabotage. you know, and I know you can relate to some of those things on that board because you're human. And I want you to imagine what it'd be like if you had the toolkit to be able to get over those things that were holding you back and stopping your success. So there I am on my first course, top left, some of my certificates. The bottom right there, it's a gentleman called Paul McKenna. If you're in the UK, you'll know him more as a hypnotist probably, but he's a very excellent neuro-linguistic programmer. And then the guy on the top right is actually the co-creator of NLP, and I wanted to go and learn it straight from the source. So let me keep this brief. The picture there is a beach literally 2 minutes from my house. And we live in a beautiful part of the UK called Cornwall. And that is where we wanted to live for about 13 years because we thought, well, we'll retire there. And then it kind of hit us, you know, well, why should anybody have to wait until they retire to go and live in a nice place where they would like to live? So we wanted to make that happen. But for 13 years, we couldn't afford it, couldn't make things work. Well, within 4 months of finishing the NLP course, the removal van was loaded. Okay, and we were down. And what made the difference, particularly one bit, was goal setting, but in a way that is totally different to what you've learned before. You've probably learned SMART goals. You know, it has to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-based. We call them outcomes in NLP, that in particular. But also, I discovered I had limiting beliefs I didn't even know I had. Okay, I self-sabotaged and I didn't even know I was doing it. And NLP not only helped me uncover all of these things, it helped me get over them too. Now, before I proceed, just a quick word of warning that what I'm sharing with you now is not intended to imply income, right? It's not intended as an income claim. It's not implying an income claim. It's not guaranteeing it's going to happen to you, right? But this is what got me to Cornwall. I started being able to sell high ticket things. Before, oh, they're too expensive. Nobody will buy those, but people do happily, right? You can see in the middle there, the green boxes, ranking high for, personal sales. You can see me on the right-hand side. That was for hitting 10K a month. And the bottom left there, that $119,000, that happened in the 4 months after I finished the course. And that's what got me to Cornwall. So there I am again on the leaderboard. Okay, I'm in the top 5 for all of them. Okay, and this one I'm particularly proud of because sometimes in the online world, online marketing, a criticism sometimes is, well, it's just a product about making money to teach others how to sell the same product to make money. I want you to see there, look, 370 personally enrolled customers, 370 customers, not business owners. That's IBO, independent business owner, and that was only 23. Very proud of that. And again, my earnings there, my lifetime earnings, they're not to brag, they're not to boast, they're not to imply income. But what I wanted to show you was I don't just talk the talk, I walk the walk. But I did have a problem. I got very frustrated. And the reason I got very frustrated and I got very burnt out is I like to help people. Most people like to help people. Go and ask 100 people for directions or ask them for the time. Most people will help you gladly. But I fell into the trap of trying to teach people the methods. Paul, what do you do to make 10K a month in that business? Well, I make videos and I do this and I can show you how I do it. And I got very frustrated and burnt out because people weren't doing it. And then I had kind of my big idea. I had the epiphany. Well, if NLP is the thing that turned it around for me, should I not be sharing those techniques, those tools, those ideas, and helping people with the mindset rather than trying to teach them the method that they're not doing because they procrastinate, they just don't get around to it, because they're scared, etc., because they can't focus. Okay, should I not be teaching that? So this idea was born. What if I could provide the mindset training that your company should provide, but don't, won't, can't, yeah, just don't want to, right? So if I did that, I knew it had to not compete. So the idea of what we've got here is something that will help you, whatever business you're in. And it should help you build that business. And this can be a perfect bolt-on. I also knew it would have to be affordable. I knew because you're probably already investing in something else. I already knew it had to offer insane value. So you'd happily bolt this on. And I also knew that unfortunately, people don't tend to want to share, right? I want to get the word out. People aren't going to necessarily share, no matter how good it is, unless there's something in it for them. You need a kickback, right? You need a bit of green or something like that. So this is what we came up with. $20 a month. That's all. It's about the average cost of a takeaway meal. Okay, 4-week month, $5 a week. It's $20. Hope you agree, affordable. For that, for the value, I am going live every week, not month, every week. And I teach these strategies, the things that turn things around for me. And there's a group of people that are doing one of the exercises. Okay. So I think the value, the value is insane for $20 a month when you look at other sort of group coaching type deals. But how do I fulfill my mission to get the word out, right? So I looked and did some investigation, and the size of the market is at least $40 billion a year. It's huge. Now, in spite of all the AI and everything that we've got, look, skill set enhancement is the biggest factor on there. People looking to improve their skills, because you still have to use AI, right? You still have to use the software, right? Okay, you still have to apply the training, right? So skill set enhancement is the number one thing that people are looking for. And then obviously motivation, inspiration, mental health, physical health, self-awareness, those things NLP is just made for. And this study was $43.8 billion. There is a demand for this. And all the research I did confirmed that it's growing year on year. So how could you tap into that? So, okay, it's only $20 a month anyway, but we thought, okay, well, let's make it a forced matrix. Now, if you don't know what a forced matrix is, you don't need to worry. It's a 2x8. What it means is there's two people on the front row, and then it goes down 8 levels. So it'll be 2, 4, 8, 16. Not always a fan of these things, but this seemed to be the perfect way to help people, even if they don't want to refer, because how it works is if I was the guy in red at the top and there's you, all the blue boxes could be filled by other people, whether that's me referring, people above me referring, people below you referring. And you can earn off every one of those or under you, those under you on that left-hand side, whether you have referred them or not. Okay, so we thought that was pretty good. Now, just on that front, this video, by the way, is playing every hour, and it also will be available on demand. So that means that every hour, fresh people are watching it. Now, because of this spillover example, it's called, where, you could benefit from people above and people below. I must point out, because I've had complaints in the past, if you were to join now and people on the next webinar sign up, they could, not guaranteed because I don't know who's joined who, but they could well be under you. If you leave it and you join later, you could be under them. So would you rather some of their $20 a month go to you, or some of your $20 a month go to them? So I point that out, that timing does play a part in a force matrix. Not to entice you in, not to put pressure on you, but it is what it is. So the power of the compensation plan works like this. It's a $40 billion at least year market that's growing. You get fantastic, value in weekly mind mastery NLP coaching for just $20 a month. The first month, there's an additional $27. So it's $47 for the first month. But that extra 27, what it does, it gives you a success pack. It gives you my book that I wrote, which is like a user guide in effect. It's written as a little story to help you absorb the information, particular way of helping people access the info. And it has some worksheets that I use with one-on-one clients. Okay, and it also gives you access to this webinar that you can share, for example. You also earn a $25 fast start bonus on anybody that you personally refer, right? So it doesn't matter if it's past the 8 levels, if they join and they go past the 8 levels, you'll still earn $25. You get $1 per member down to 8 levels deep in the matrix. Very simple, $1. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not a lot. But I'm going to show you an example in a second of how it adds up. So if you wanted to make this more of an income producing activity for you, then we would recommend you go and refer 4 people, and then you would qualify to earn a 25% check match on the matrix on your personal referrals. And if you want to go further than that, if you refer 10 people, you can earn an additional 25% check match on your referrals. Works like this. So you can see, look, Frank joined me. And if you look at the bottom, you see the $25. That's the fast start. If you look above, you see the $1 for that comes out of the 20. Now look at the 25 senses, right? That is because Frank falls under somebody I personally enrolled, and therefore down a few levels, I'm earning 25%, just 25 cents, right, on everybody below that member I personally enrolled, because everybody earns $1. It's forced. So if they're earning $1 and they're below, if say 1, 2, 3, 4 people are under that person I referred, there's $1 a month from each of them, and I earn 25% of that. So just from Frank, $26, $27. Now that's just on a few levels, and it's just one customer, and that's how it adds up. At the bottom there, I just want to read this out. This is a testimonial from a gentleman called Troy, who saw the value straight away, got it straight away. What you will learn can magnify your current business and 10x your income, as well as developing better relationships with those around you that you love and care about. Yep, I'm happy to invest just $20 a month into something that paid me over $200 in residual profits my very first week. How's that? And then on the right-hand side, if that doesn't impress you, there is a way to make $100 commissions, but the first step is the matrix, right? That's the first step. The first step is to get into the matrix. Okay, but just to let you know, there is a way you can potentially make more if the income side rather than the product side is what floats your boat. Now then, what do people say? Well, before we get to that, let's suppose you do want to share. We try and make it easy for you. We have marketing materials. We provide a lot of video shorts, which are a very hot way of promoting at the minute. Every week we get fresh content. Every week we get fresh marketing content, because what we do is we can promote the upcoming live session, and then we can also take snippets known as video shorts from the session that you can share to give people an insight into what we do. And the two powerful things that work for promoting this are you being able to see what you get before you buy, and then also the feedback that we get as well. Because obviously I'm going to say how great NLP is, but what about the members? What benefits are people getting? So as you can see there, we also provide 500 motivational video shorts and 800 mindset shorts that are perfect for promoting NLP. And how do you get people to the webinar? You can invite them, you can use ads, free social media posts, video shorts. Feedback. One of the exercises that you learn in part of the success pack is the circle of excellence. And Tim here thought, well, what if I apply that to golf, my golf game? And he got a hole in one, right? He hasn't had a hole in one in over 50 years. So Tim's a convert, right? Then what we got? We've also got Lyndon, first book I've ever had where the author will get with you once a week and help you apply the knowledge. A very good product. In fact, it's so good, I really hope there will soon be a capture page that simply promotes the product. He's not interested in the business side. And if you're not interested in the business side, completely optional, right? That's the idea. It's only 20 a month, right? Laura, great class. You explain things so well. Enjoy doing the exercises and learning more about how I can have control over my mind. That's what it's all about. Just think what you could do if you had control. We also get a lot of video testimonials, thankfully. If I played them all, obviously we'd be here all day. You can see they're there and you can play them. And then kind of the last thing I would say, if you're still with me at this point, is time to think about what you want to do, because nothing changes unless you take action, right? And again, I want to highlight this slide because timing can be crucial if you do want to get involved. With this webinar playing every hour and on demand, do you want to be under the people that join next, or do you want them under you? So if you are, a lot of people will say, this sounds great, and I'll get to that later, I'll sign up later. If you're going to do it, you might as well get started now. We've tried to make sure it's insane value. So with that said, I will look forward to seeing you on the lives. And if it's not for you, that's not a problem. But let me ask you this. If it's not for you, that's absolutely great. But would you agree there are a lot of people out there that suffer from the things on that flip chart? The overwhelm, the procrastination, the fear, the lack of focus. If it's not for you, I understand. But please, 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 could you maybe share this with somebody that would benefit from it? And I'm sure you know people that would benefit from being able to take control over their own brain, to be able to control these things, and maybe would like to earn some extra money for sharing it as well. So if it's not for you, please, please, please do share. It's my mission to get it out. That's the only reason we have the compensation plan that goes along with the product. The product is my passion. But with that said, I'm going to leave you to it and hopefully see you on the inside soon.